Hello, leaders, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. Hey, the other night at a men's study group that I attended, we learned a valuable lesson about how men fight, and I immediately saw how it also applies to leaders. So I wanted to share these 4 actions with you. The 4 actions were, first of all, reject passivity. Second one was accept responsibility. The third one was lead courageously. And the fourth one was invest eternally. Now, these are 4 powerful actions if leaders can apply them. And the impact that these actions can have is much bigger than yourself. So let me just break these down a little bit. First of all, leaders fight by rejecting passivity. Man, it's so stinking easy nowadays for a leader to be passive and just go with the flow in today's world. However, your people need you to fight for them by rejecting this passivity. They need you to be actively engaged in the things that are wrong within your organization, and they need for you to take a stand for them. The last thing they need is a passive leader who simply cowers at the first sign of friction. You need to actively fight to ensure they know that you have their back. The second action is to accept responsibility. Man, do I need to even talk about how important it is for leaders to accept responsibility? Probably not, but just in case some of you need a little bit of extra motivation today, leaders get paid to accept responsibility, period. That means accepting it to the point that you protect your people from your leadership. It also means you seek to continuously learn about yourself, as in your weak areas and your blind spots, areas where you may fall short, and areas where you need to strive to be better every day. Accepting responsibility also means being humble and knowing that you don't know everything, and your people might actually know more than you do in some areas that you lead them in. The third action is to lead courageously. And this can be one of the most challenging actions because it means putting the first 2 actions that we just talked about together and then adding steroids. Leading courageously doesn't simply mean that you're out front all the time leading your people. That's actually too easy if you think about it. Leading courageously means having the guts to delegate and empower and letting your people do their job without you getting in the way. It means standing behind them and maybe even following their lead at times. It means growing your people to replace you. It means that you take a lesser role so they can take a bigger role. That's courageous leadership. And finally, the fourth action is to invest eternally. Now, if you haven't figured it out by now, this is from a men's Bible study that I attended. And this last one, I think, applies to leaders more than any of the previous 3. Because when leaders invest eternally in their people, they create an army of leaders who in turn will pour into their people, and so on, and so on, and so on. And it just goes on forever. Now, of course, the Bible study was talking about sharing your faith with others, sharing the gospel truth and discipling others just as Jesus did with his 12 men. Now, if you do that and really pour into a select group of people, you'll create an eternal light that will live forever. Hey, that's it for today. I hope you live out your leadership role by fighting with these 4 actions. To recap, reject passivity, accept responsibility, lead courageously, and invest eternally. Please be sure to share how you live out these actions by emailing me at paulgrau, that's PAULGRAU, at currentleadershipcoaching.com. As always, thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.